If you enjoy my content, check out this new channel I recently started called IT List. It's a place for other interests I have that don't fit in with the content on this channel, like this one I did on robotics and AI. I'll drop a link in the description below. This is a magnetic accelerator assembly I'm currently working on. The idea I had for this came to me recently while I was experimenting with SMOT devices, and I decided to revisit an idea I had in an earlier video. I was using a shielded Halbuck array to move a steel ball down a track on a level plane. I didn't really take the idea very far, so I decided to explore it further. The first thing I did was to refine the part of the array which was actually causing the most movement to the steel ball. The alteration ended up looking similar to something Howard Johnson did in some of his designs. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me back up here to how this whole process started. I was experimenting with SMOTs, which stands for Simple Magnetic Overunity Toy. As far as I can tell, the original concept came from adapting Emil Hartmann's Magnetic Accelerator by people like Greg Watson. I've been experimenting with these for a while now. They are simple devices, but there are many ways to build them. The principle is the same in all of them, though. You use a series of magnets oriented with the south poles facing the steel ball on one side of the track and the north poles facing the steel ball on the other side of the track. By bringing the magnets closer to the ball as it travels along the track, or orienting the magnets closer and closer together, the magnetic field increases in strength. This allows you to move the steel ball up an incline. You then use gravity to pull the ball away from the magnetic field by dropping it off the incline at the pivotal moment. All of these builds use the same principles, but there are numerous ways to do it. If you'd like to learn more detailed specifics on the process, I'll list a link below to the information posted by Greg Watson about the design mechanics of building these devices. Some of these designs I developed myself, others are based on things I've seen others try. My intention was to come up with the best method to implement the basic principles by testing as many designs as possible and experimenting with some of my own. This one worked better than most of the others I tried, but all of them require a level of precision and a bit of tweaking to get the best results. Keeping everything level is key. If your build isn't level, it could look like it's working when it's really not, or worse, could look like it's not working when it really is. This short clip is from Wood, Glass, and Brass. He does some great work on his channel and I highly recommend it. So as I explored different design options for these, I decided to try some techniques that did not employ elevated tracks, and that's what led me to revisit what I'd tried in an earlier video on the Halbuck array. Upon further testing, I found that part of the array caused cogging because the magnetic fields flip from north to south. With a SMOT device, you want the south poles on one side of the track and the north on the other. So I employed the portion of the array which did so in this design. I streamlined it even more to this very simple technique that grabbed the ball and pulled it into the magnetic field with enough momentum to kick it to a second magnetic field on the other side of the magnetic arrangement. This effectively would give the ball directional rotation on a round track. As you can see, by arranging the magnets in this way, they always draw the steel ball in the same direction while rejecting it in the other direction. And if you force the ball through in the opposite direction, the magnets will simply kick it back out in the other direction. I would encourage you to try this for yourself. It's a pretty interesting effect, and as far as I know, it's never been used in a design like this before. What this magnetic arrangement is actually doing is similar to a technique developed by Howard Johnson if you were to cut away a cross-section of his magnetic gate. I'm not going to go into too much of a detailed analysis of it in this video, as I've already covered it in great detail in my video on the induction-expulsion magnetic motor. So if you'd like more information, be sure to check out that video. So my next step, after demonstrating that I could successfully pass the steel ball through 5 successions of magnetic gates, was to 3D print some rounded track to perform further tests. The U-channel aluminum track doesn't come in curved track where I purchase it. Before printing the other 3 pieces of the corners, I tested the magnetic configuration with a curved bridge between 2 pieces of U-channel. It worked better than I expected. So I went ahead and printed the other pieces and cut 4 equal lengths of U-channel. The way I measured this, it was going to take around 136 magnets. which I fortunately already have more than enough of. I then glued and taped the magnetic gates together and assembled the track. One of the concerns I have when creating arced magnetic configurations is that by crowding too many magnets in close proximity to each other, it could cause a cogging effect. I was hopeful that by using a steel ball instead of trying to pass a magnet through the series of magnetic gates that it wouldn't pose as much of an issue. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. I'm only showing a handful of arrangements I tried, but I ended up arranging the magnets in dozens of different configurations to try to work around the problem. It was pretty obvious early on that the design wasn't going to work without some shielding or by making a larger track though. Enlarging the track can also cause problems with the leveling, which was already a problem with the track in the current size. So I decided to concentrate on a better way to level the track for now. I 3D printed these pieces to more easily level the track and shrunk it down to a simple round track. This made leveling extremely easy, but the smaller track made it more difficult to solve the cogging problem. I have some ideas on how to work that out, which I might try in a future video, but I felt it was time to at least share my progress thus far. Though I don't have a working version of my magnetic accelerator, I've had a great time experimenting with the process, and I've learned some interesting techniques that I wanted to share. You might want to give this magnetic configuration a try for yourself, as there is definitely something to it. Hope you enjoyed the process as much as I did. Thanks for watching, and do great things.